you were mentioning that impact. I just wanted to touch on that really quick. Is agribusiness then not something that you're saying it doesn't exist in a vacuum? Is the process by which agribusiness is moving forward right now, is that a sign of things to come for all industry?
Definitely changes are happening across the country where it's not just this sort of people taking data towards an online, but also the data protection like brain people are contacted by a company like Turkey Chicken, which is contacted by Walmart, and there's like you're also auditing and doing and stuff.
Just one more question for you. We have been speaking with journalist Nick Murray. He wrote the Viewpoint magazine article, Agriculture Wars. Nick is a former editor at Rolling Stone and The Village Voice. Nick, one last question for you, and as we do with all of our guests, our final question is the question from hell, the question we may hate to ask, you may hate to answer, or our audience is going to hate your response. You write that it's tempting to end on a positive note, perhaps by imagining a happy future, where country stars, when they sing about farming, grow to make music that actually is born of solidarity, unafraid to name the people and organizations against whom we must struggle. To you, what explains that lack of solidarity that you think is missing from country music? We don't hear, as you point out in your article, there's not a big message of solidarity within country music. So to you, what explains that lack of solidarity within the culture of agriculture as it is presented and commodified today?
That is the question, because I don't have an answer off the top of my head. I think one aspect, Luke Bryan, for instance, he actually comes from a farming family, so he is sort of close to the farming process. I guess one aspect has to do with the fact that these country singers are, they are rich and they are millionaires. There's actually like a business psychologist in Nashville that helps country stars deal with being millionaires because they're not, how strange that is for them. But I think on a more fundamental level, the country music is about creating and positive images, about creating commodities and sort of sonic commodities. And I think on a fundamental level, as sort of commodity forms, argument commodity forms is not well equipped for critiquing the commodity form, which is what this comes down to.
So do you think that there is more commodification happening within country music than anywhere else, and it's just that its audience doesn't recognize it because it simply doesn't have a vocabulary in order to explain it?
I don't think it's exceptional in country music, and I actually think much of the country audience does really understand this. And, I think people understand what they're getting. But also, when you're in the desert, you gotta drink something. You may not get water, but if you get Coke, you'll drink Coke.
That's a good point. Nick, thank you very much for being on our show this week. This is a fascinating article. Again, it's called Agriculture Wars, and you can find it over at Viewpoint Magazine's website. Thank you so much for being on our show this week.
Yeah, thank you.
Live from lands stolen from the natives, this is Hell in a few moments, during the moment of truth. Jeff Dorchin says no one can afford to live anymore. That's a heavy thought. The best way for you to get the good word out about This Is Hell is to share the entire show or individual interviews or correspondence reports. This Is Hell has a very, very, very limited promotional budget. So we want to thank all of our listeners who share the show online. Thanks this week goes out to the people who publicly shared the show or interviews or correspondence reports this week. Lots more share it, but many choose to do so anonymously, and considering Facebook's sharing of data, it's probably a good idea. Let's start by thanking all of you on Facebook.